Right. So when it is an override, if I have to override a file which is there in the proc, for example, my job is having like this, and then I have commented line, then I have step one, exec, let's say my proc name is proc1, and then I have some step two, exec, my proc name is proc2. And here, now somewhere my proc library is there. In that proc library, I'm having something like this, prc1 proc, then I have some step one, exec, pgm equal to, let's say, ieb gener. Here I have sysut1, dd, dsn equal to dsa dot, let's say I'm having this file, December 23 dot, some test1, comma, dest equal to share. Then I have my sysut2, dd, dsn equal to, I'm having this dot test December 23, let's say dot test2, comma, dest equal to share. And then after that, I have my sysprint, dd, sysout equal to star. And then I have my sysout, dd sysout equal to star. And what is the other predefined dd name we usually use in any sysyn? Sysyn dd star. So now, so this PRC1, let us say this is present in matesa dot test dot as December 23 dot PRC proclib. Let's say like this, proclib. So it is present here. So what we usually do under the job card, we will write some proclib. Remember Jcl lib. After that, order equal to will give this location, right? Then it will execute this. Correct. I hope you remember this.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is how we give the location of the proc. Now what we are doing, let's say I would like to override this file. I don't want to use, let's say, override this one, sysut1. I don't want to use this matesa.test.december23.test1. I want to use testx. I want to use another file that is testx. So how can I override in the JCL here? So under this, where so this is the proc step which is getting executed, right? So under this, we write what we write here.
Step name dot dd name.
Yeah, what is the step name here? Which so this one I want to override. This file I want to override to testx. So what will I give?
CCUT1 dot step one.
It is always step name dot dd name. Remember it. Okay. So it is going to be s1 dot sysut,
CCUT1.
right? What is your step name here? This one, correct? So s1 dot this dd dsn equal to some new file name, whatever it is. If I want to, let's say if I want to override this to some test y, so what I'll give?
Step name and step name dot s1
Yeah,
dot sy is CCUT2.
right? Then you will give dd dsn. Here you will give your new file. Okay. Similarly, if suppose you are having proc2, then you have to override the similar way. So now you understood how to override the things, right? So this thing is basically you are completely overriding a file. So let me prepare one JCL here. Sorry. So let's say This is there. And just IPL dot ZF dot ZL. So I'm preparing some like uh, symbolic one, something like this I'm creating. Okay. Well done. What is this PR stanchion? 1 second. T check. Don't we have any file? So we have this COBOL run. What is this COBOL run 1, COBOL run 2? This files are existing. Okay. I'm just checking. What I'm checking is I would like to prepare a JCL with some few steps, not only one step. We'll have different other steps. So this also not existing. I think all the files got deleted. Hmm. Okay, let me use this one. Okay, I'll explain. Let's say I'm having RR3. So I'm having different steps. Let's say this is my step 2. This is my step 3. This is my step 4. So in this particular job, I'm having 4 steps. So 4 steps are basically executing different COBOL programs. So this is one COBOL program. This is another COBOL program. This is another. Maybe we can use the same things from here. Let's say this is your. So I think this file would be available. This also not there. Think on or think on. At least this one would be there. Hmm. Okay, what I'll do, I'll take this step CC and CC, cut this one. This is my second step. Okay. First step is this, and second step is this. And let me take two more steps from your this one, December 23 only. So COBOL run one. What is this one doing? Out next outline, next one. COBOL run two. So policy one, you're just checking some details. And here you have COBOL run. What is this doing? It is just a simple display. Yeah, I'll take this one. Okay. Then I'll take one more thing from here. Something from the other library, Jan 23. So anything COBOL run. Here you have Jan. Instead of Jan, let me go to August 23 or July 23. That's better. So I have used one command. What is that? RET. Some name I have given, right? REPL .zf.zl SYMB1, I think. Okay. So now if you see this program, this particular job is having four different steps. My first step, this is my second step. And here, after this, I have my third step. And here I am having my fourth step. In this, remember, I do not have any procs involved here. All are, it is a direct JCL. There is no proc, there is no in-stream proc, there is no catalog proc. Okay, it's a direct JCL we have. So as we discussed in the real time, when you are working in the real time, right? So most of the JCLs will not be having the direct file names. They will have symbolic parameters. What is the meaning of symbolic parameter? Here, when we are using the procs, right, we were able to directly overwrite the file. If you want to change the complete file name, that means if you want to change, I want to change this entire file name to a different name, then you can overwrite the entire thing. But for example, here the case is, as we in real time, how it will be, most of the JS, meaning the entire, so you will be having dev region, test region, and prod region, as we discussed, right? So you may have QA in between. So testing regions can be three, four regions will be there somewhere. But what is development region, what is test region, what is production region is? First, development region is ours. We will make the changes, we will prepare new JCLs, or we will make the changes to the existing JCLs, or we'll do once after our changes, or we will development region means we will make the changes to the COBOL programs, we will make the changes to the DB2 programs. So everything we do it here, and we will test one round from our side. That is called unit testing. Unit testing means the developer who is testing his changes is called unit testing. That means you have, for example, you have modified a program. Let us say, for example, you have created a program or you have modified a program and you have tested it. So your program is, for example, right now, it is about some policy details is there. So right now, this policy, if the age is greater than 65, then let's say you're giving 10% discount in his premium. So now the change is company has taken a decision that it's not greater than 65. If it is greater than 60 also, we will start from 60 only. Okay. If it is greater than 60, we would like to give 10% discount. So, but it is not simply 60, but maybe the gender or the region or their financial status, something, some other parameters will be calculated, and then we will give the 10% discount. So this was old, this was the existing one, and this is the new change that you have made. Okay, so when you're making this change, right, so what you will do after making the changes, you will test it, right? You will just give age as 60, you will give some age 55, you'll give some age 63. So you will check whether it is for 55 guy, you should not get this 10% discount. If it is 60 or above, you should get this discount. So first you say that you have completed. Before you are saying that you are completed, you will test it, right? You will first test from your end. After your changes, you will check everything, okay, whether it is working fine or not. You will take a test file. So in that file, you will just modify the age as 60 one time, and you will run. You will modify the age as 55, and you will run. You will modify the age as 65, and you will run. You will be checking different cases, right? That is called unit testing. But basically, when you are testing your program, right, when you are testing your program, we we won't concentrate more. If suppose, so do you, if suppose you find any fault from your side, do you really agree or do you really accept it? No, right? If suppose, if it is somebody's program, then you will immediately say he has done the mistake, this is mistake, this is not the correct, this is not the. And from your side, when you are doing the program, you will be thinking in your mind that better I should not caught, right? So he should not notice this. So or I should not have any problem in this program. So you will be in that mind. It's like you will not do the hard testing. You will try to make it complete somehow and say that yes, I have done it correct. Mostly,
Yes, sir.
most, right? So that's the reason after your changes, it will go to the next change called testing team. There will be another team called testing team. What they will do is their work is to find the faults. You will do the testing on like it is favored to you. On your favor only you will be doing the testing. But testing team will do the testing like with live data, with original data, they will do it. So at that time, they will try to find all the issues. If there is any issue or something, then they will again come back to development team and say, this is not working, this is not working, this is not working. Again, you will have to make the changes. If here it is fine, then it will go to the production. That means if everything is fine, then it will go to the production. Production means it is that the business is live at that time. Understood? So mostly for if it is dev or if it is test or if it is QA or if it is production, the JCL will be mostly same. Mostly means it's everything is same. Only thing the file names will be changing. Only thing the file names will be changing. So what will happen here is if you are having this particular thing, right? So this entire thing will be changing, but they will give with their own file here. This input as they will give as their own file. Here also they will give their own file. Here also they will give their, they won't use development files. So that means mostly how the file names will look like is once a file, if suppose you are having a job is there. So if this job is using 10 files, so all the 10 files will be created with 3 sets. That means 10 files will be there with development qualifier, 10 files will be there with test qualifier, 10 files will be there with production qualifier. That means mostly, if suppose consider this MAT ESA is your development qualifier, it belongs to the development region. So if the high level qualifier is having MAT ESA means everybody will understand, okay, these are normal files, these are dev files. Okay, if the qualifier is, let us say, MAT EST, for example, you consider, for example, I'm saying MAT EST. It is for, let us say, test. MAT ESP something. Let's say this is for production. If you're having, consider you're having something like this. Then what is happening? This files will be same. Only thing this qualifier will be changing. This is one or some, suppose in our case, let's take the same example of our case. If suppose uh, yeah, you consider, if suppose I am executing this program, disp1 program, do we have this or not in our, so our first program is disp1 only, right? Correct.
Yes, sir.
So from which library I am taking, what is the step lib here? What is my
As
step?
December 23,
As
sir.
December 23 is my step lib. So for each and every batch, their first program will be disp1 only. So if suppose I want to run the program of July people, July 23, what I'm changing, what I have to change here? Mostly
As
the file
December
name will be
23.
exactly same. Only this will change. That's the reason. If you take, if I give this in start 3.4, see, August 23, December 23, February 23, Jan. So let's most 7 a.m., 8 p.m. So mostly only this qualifier would be changing. Apart from that, this load lib is common, matesa.test is common, right? So what is changing here? If I change it to August 23, the program will be picked from August 23 library. If I change it to December 23, it will be picked from here. If I change it to Jan 23, it will be picked from there. So based on the batch number, or you call it as what is this? Let's say batch name. Based on batch name, it is changing, right? So if I give, consider December, for example, I am having three different uh, regions are there. Let us say hash December 23 is dev. Hash, let's say Jan 23 is test. Hash July 23 is prod. Now, this, if I submit this job, in which region it will run? For which region it will run? From which region it will pick the program?
December 20.
It is, yeah, December 23, I know. So I'm clear. That's
The
why I'm
page,
saying
sir.
it is from dev, right? So if I have to run it from prod, what I have to change here?
As July 23.
July 23, right? Similar is the case here. So this is this. So here we are not entirely overriding your file name. Only thing you are partially overriding this. So if you remember our job card, right? So let me take it. Let me take this job card. Okay. If you remember this, I have given notify equal to ampersand sysuid. What does it mean? What I have shown you, what is happening when this is using? I have opened the JCL and I have shown you notify equal to, if I give ampersand sysuid, what is happening? It is
This is
replacing with
our.
your mainframe ID, right?
Yes, sir.
It is basically getting replaced with your mainframe ID. That means here you are not giving the actual value, but you are giving ampersand sysuid, which is a system defined parameter. This is called ampersand sysuid. This is a system defined symbolic parameter which is used for replacing with mainframe ID. Okay, so like this, you have user defined mainframe, user defined symbolic parameters. You have user defined. So how the symbolic parameters will be represented? Normally, this is the parameter. sysuid is the parameter. Just to say that it is a symbolic parameter, we are using ampersand. So ampersand is used to represent the symbolic parameters. So this we understood. Okay. Now how to give the symbolic parameter? So how to give the symbolic parameter? So let's see that. For example, I'm using this one, right? I'm hash December 23. So if you want to give, let me take this file. Let me take this file here. So here, I don't want to give it as December 23. I want to give as a symbolic parameter, so that if it is December 23, I'll use December 23, I'll use August 23 or July 23 based on that. Suppose here, if you see one thing I would like to, why the symbolic parameters are first used. That is the main thing we have to understand. Here, this we have discussed, it means it is a development, right? Hash December 23 is running for development. Consider this is all December 23, this is all December 23, this is also December 23, and this is July 23. Okay, suppose if I want to use all test regions here, so what all I have to change? Here I have to change, 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 many places I have to change, correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
wherever I'm using the symbolic parameters, what it tells you is, so it is just a one place change. You will just, it is like you will be filling the blanks here. Symbolic parameter, in simple words, you will not give any value here. You will just make it as a blank. Normally, you know the fill in the blanks, right? You will just have, if suppose you're having something like went to college this morning. So here, whatever the name you fill, if you fill Ramu here, Ramu went to college. If you fill Ganesh here, Ganesh went to college. If you fill Sunil here, Sunil went to college, right? So it is like you are not giving any value. So symbolic parameter simply says it is kind of fill in the blanks. You will be leaving it blank so that when you are running, you will be able to fill that blank. So first, how to make it a blank? How can we have it as a blank? So that is, so same thing we will write like this, MATSA dot test dot, instead of this hash December 23, you will have to give some ampersand and some name. Let's say batch name I'm giving dot load lib. So what this ampersand batch name, whenever your JCL is seeing ampersand, that means your JCL will understand it as okay, there is nothing, there is no value. So for example, I'm giving change all this to ampersand batch name. See, everywhere it got changed to ampersand batch name, ampersand batch name, ampersand batch. So everywhere it got changed. For example, here we have another, so July 23, let it be. And similarly, most of the cases in real time, how it will look like, mostly the high level qualifier will be changing. What will be changing? The high level qualifier based on the region, prod or test or development. The high level qualifier will be mainly the symbolic parameter, because based on that only you will decide whether you're running for a dev region or you're running for a test region or you're running for a production region. This also I will make, see all this to, let's say, ampersand high level qualifier. Okay, so here also it will change. This we will correct it, MATSA 1. Okay, so this changed, this changed, this changed, everywhere it got changed. HLQ, HLQ, HLQ. Okay, now what this means, what this exactly means, what is happening is, if I'm having a file like this means how the JCL will understand, blank dot test dot blank dot load lib. This is how it will understand. Okay, blank dot test dot blank dot load lib. So here we have to fill the values. So how to first, okay, you have made it blanks. Next thing, how to fill the values, where you will fill the values. So for filling the values in symbolic parameters, we use set parameter. It is not the set parameter that we have used in COBOL. COBOL, did anybody remember where we have used the set parameter?
Read, sir.
Sorry.
Read file.
Okay. So if you remember, when we are using index, right, in arrays, we have used index. Index, we cannot use any arithmetic operations. We have to use only set parameter, set up by one, down by one, right? Did you remember that? No?
Sir, sir.
Okay. So, but this set parameter is not that. COBOL set parameter is different and Jcl set parameter is different. Now, what will happen? So you will have to use the set parameter to give the values. That means under the job card, you will have something like this. So you can give something like set one. So this name is your wish. Whatever you want, you can give. Okay. Then set HLQ equal to MATESA. Set to set batch num equal to, let's say, hash December 23. So these are the two places now you will be changing. Now what this means, what does it mean? Now if you want to run for test region, you don't have to change all December 23, December 23, December 20, nowhere. You can just come here and change it to July 23. So everywhere it will become July 23. Understanding? This
Sir.
Yes.
wherever
Yes,
you
sir.
are having this ampersand, this means it is blank. This blank value you are giving it here. Batch name MBATNM. This BAT, you won't give ampersand here. When you are giving the values, you won't give ampersand. Only this ampersand means it is representing the symbolic parameter. In simple words, it is saying it is a blank. It is not having any value. Right? You have to fill the value here, and you have to fill the value. These two are not having any values. So for these two, we are giving the values here. HLQ, you don't give ampersand, just high level qualifier equal to MAT. So this also it is MATSA, MATSA. And tomorrow, if you want to run with MATSB, you just change it here, MATESB. You don't have to change for all the files. You just change it to MATSB, everything will be changed. Understood? If suppose why I have taken this also, for example, this is there. For this particular thing, let us say, for this one, I always want to run with production file only. I don't want to use any, let's say I don't want to use any test file, even though it is development. For only my input file is there, and my input file is production file only. I want to use the production data only, because input anyway I'm not going to modify. I will just read the file. So for reading, if it is production file also, no problem, right? If I am writing into that file, then I should not write any test data into the production file, but it is, I'm just reading the file. So here consider this fourth step. I want, why I have given July 23, because okay, I'm considering all other steps I want to use test files only, but only for this I would like to use production file. So here what I will give ampersand BT and batch number 2, something like this I'm giving. So now you come here set 3. Here one more thing, see, consider here I'm giving it as, this is your December 23, this is your July 23. Now let us say tomorrow you want to run whole job with uh, test only, whole job with development only. In that case, this also you make it December 23 only. So batch number and batch number 2, both you can make December 23, so that whole job will run with development. If you want, okay, these steps to be run with development and this should be done running with production only, then you make it July 23, right? And one more thing, these things are optional, meaning you can write like this also. This is purely fine. You don't have to give set 1, set 2, set 3 also. Just maintain one space here and set this equal to this, set this equal to this, set this equal to this. This is also fine. Okay. And now here one more thing. This is not yet complete. This will basically give you the error. So if I run this, so first, so if I run this, it will have the errors. Let's see how it will show you the error, because I know it is giving you the error, but why I am not telling you now is after running this, I'll be able to show what it is replacing. Based on that, you will be understanding, okay, we should not give like this. That's what the point I want to make you understand. So I'm submitting this, submitted, it is having JCL error. Let's go to spool. So I'm coming here. See, I'm going to just JCL. So as usual, this notify equal to ampersand sysuid. If I go little right, it got replaced with my ID, correct? So up to this point, it is clear to everyone. Any doubts here? No, right?
Yes, sir.
So now let's come to this. We have given HLQ as MATSPA, batch number of December 23, batch number 2 as July 23. Now, say our file is hlq.test.batch number.loadlib. Okay. This HLQ, is it getting replaced with MATESA? If you see here, yes, it is getting replaced, MATESA, but in between dot is missing, right? It should
Yes,
be
sir.
MATESA dot test dot, then December 20, it is coming, December 23 is coming here, but again dot is missing. There is no dot in between, correct? You're able
Yes, sir.
to get the
Yes,
point?
sir.
So what will happen is when you are using the symbolic parameters, so your symbolic parameter will be up to here, meaning it is HLQ dot, ampersand HLQ dot. This full is your symbolic parameter, meaning including first dot is your symbolic parameter. So if you want to add one more extra dot here, if you want to have one more extra dot, you have to give. So if you see, so you have to give like this. So up to here, it will be replaced with MATESA, and this dot will be the extra dot. Understanding?
Yes,
So
sir.
when you are having symbolic parameters, you have to give two dots. So first, up to first dot, it is symbolic parameter. Next dot is the extra thing. And one last thing that you have to remember is if you are using symbolic parameter as the last qualifier, if you're using symbolic parameter as the last qualifier, then you don't need this dot. For example, here I am using, let's say this rural is there. This one, fine, let me find all rural. Okay, otherwise I'll make it load lib, right? Rural, so many are, 5 are there, one. Okay, here, okay. Find all, load lib. 1, 2, okay, these many places are there. So what I will do, see all, load lib with ampersand load. Okay. So only point that I would like to make here is if it is the last qualifier of your file name, if it is the last qualifier of your file name, then you don't have to give even single dot also. Understand? If it is the last qualifier, you will not be giving single dot also. If it is in between qualifier, if it is in between qualifier or the first qualifier or the middle qualifiers, then you have to give two dots. If you don't need extra dot, then you will be giving only single dot. Understand? If you don't need extra dot, then you will be giving single dot only. But if you need extra dot, then in that case you will have to give two dots. Understand? So this is my last qualifier, load. So I did not give, if it is the last qualifier, you don't have to just give the symbolic parameter alone. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just submitting now. This is again having JCL error. Let me see it. What is this? Excessive parameter length in the DS name field. Excessive, where the excessive parameter name? DS name field. Okay, this one. Batch number we haven't modified yet, correct? This also will have. Okay, this we have modified. This we did not modify, right? Because it is still
Yes.
having, it is it is still have more than 8-letter qualifier only. If you see this, see December 23 input, there is no dot here. So this is what it is saying. So here, let's make, so I hope everybody is understanding this concept, right? It's an easy thing. We are, instead of having the whole file to be overwritten, we are just partially overwritten. This is how your real-time jobs will be looking like, because they will not be having the original file names. So they will just replace this qualifier so that the entire thing will be changing. If they replace the input file, this HLQ with some MATESB, then instead of using this dev file, it will use the production file, or it will use the test file, or it will use some other file, right? If you just change this qualifier, it will be using some other file, correct? Okay. So for that purpose, mostly your real-time JCLs will be with symbolic parameters only. So in a way that they can be used by any person. They can, this same JCL they can use for development, test, and production regions. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now let us run this. Just give me 1 second.
Sir, another batch number 2 is there. You have to give a dot.
Correct. This one, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm adding one more dot here. Okay. So now let's submit this. It is S806. Let's see. S806 means recently, for some reason I have explained you. Right. So for, I don't know why, but here I think
Load
S8,
module not found,
it
sir.
is load module not found. Basically, for some step, we are seeing load module not found. So that, let's see for which step it is. So if you see, first step ran, second step ran, third step ran, and here requested module accept salary not found. Which, okay, so this event code is 806. So this means, where is this accept salary? So this one, it is saying in which library it is going to, let's see, the last step, right? So if you see, this is pointing to matsa.test.july23.loadlib. Because see, this entire thing got replaced, right? Now if you see the qualifiers, how it is getting replaced. Because of our extra dots, see now it is properly coming, right? matsa.test.december23.loadlib. matsa. Now because of this, these extra dots, right? It is properly coming. Fine.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So now the issue is basically inside this. Uh, inside this, there is no accept salary or something. It is not there. Where is this accept salary? I think it is in December 23. Accept salary. It is not there. So we will take some program from July 23. Mm, not this one, maybe move this one there. Maybe we'll take from August 23. So let's have here, we are having something move one. So maybe I'll take this one. Let's run this. So where is this accept salary then? Okay. So let's run it now. Still it is not something is which I have taken August 23. Okay. This should be your August 23. Okay, now submit. So now fine. So this all thing is, if suppose I want to run the same job with MAT so I will just change B here so that it will see first it will give you the JCL error. That is first thing. But here you what you have to understand is whether everything is getting changed to MATSB or not. If you see here, so this is also changing to MATSB.test, MATSB.test, MATSB.this, MAT. So everything, entire JCL is now pointed to MATSB. Correct? You are not changing in tens or 20 places. You're just changing in one place. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to run the whole job for, let's say, for Jan 23 people, so you don't have to give this, you don't have to change everywhere. Just come here and change this to Jan 23 and submit. So now if it is having JCL error also, but you check the just JCL, how it is replacing. See MATSTB.test.jan 23, Jan 23, Jan. So now this entire job got converted as your Jan 23. So I'm making it December 23, I'm making it. But I hope you understood what is symbolic parameter means, right? Okay. So now if suppose I'm having the same thing, let's say, let me take the cat PRC2. So now inside this, let's say you are having a proc. So this proc is there. So what I would like to do here, I would like to do the same thing. This MAT-ESA, right? This MAT-ESA is there. So change all this MAT-ESA to ampersand HLQ dot dot. So this got changed, this got changed, this extra came. So change all this to this one dot remove. So now you have got two dots everywhere. So I'm let me say okay REPL dot ZF dot ZL FIL SPLT 1 split 1. So we have created, we are not disturbing the original proc. I have created another new proc that is FEL split 1. FIL SPLT 1. Okay, now here you come where you are executing this cat proc 2, right? So here when you I don't need now what I will do, I don't, this is not about overriding the things. DD. So here, as usual, I will have a set parameter here, set HLQ equal to my MAT-ESA. This is fine. But what will happen here? What's this? But what will happen here? First time it will run, but second time this urban and rural, these things, I would like to give it to different these things, right? We would like to give it to different other files. First time urban one, second time rural one, first time second time urban 2, rural 2, urban 3, rural 3. This we will come in the next step. So first, what will happen? So here I am just replacing this HLQ with MAT ESA. Let's see. So that means in proc also, if you're having proc, in proc also, you will be having the symbolic parameter. And you know, proc is not a self-executable one. So where you will fill these values, you will fill these values in the JCL only, right? So in your JCL, it should not be file split. It should be file split one, file split one, and file split one. Okay. You're following me? So far clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm submitting this. So this is basically fine. But what happened here? Okay, let me go to the spool and just check once. Okay. So if you see, this thing got replaced with this, and this thing got replaced with this. So everything is working fine. But here, one thing is happening. First step also, it is urban rural. Second step also, it is urban rural. So every time it is urban rural only. So what I want to do, this set parameter will actually work for the entire job. Set parameter will actually work for the entire job. But what I want to do is, I want to set the parameter. So here what I'll do in this proc, in this particular proc, so wherever I'm seeing this urban and rural, right? So this I will make, this is the last qualifier. So do I have to give any dot here? For symbolic, we don't need, right? So ampersand urban, ampersand RRL, rural, URB, RRL. So suppose something like this I'm having and I'm saving it. So REPL.ZF.ZL, FIL, SPLT 1. So I've saved it. Now, if I give this ampersand URB and ampersand URL, sorry, RRL in the set parameter, it will be applicable for every step, correct? So again, it will be the same for first step also it is rural and urban, and second step also rural and urban, and third step also it will be rural and urban. But actually, I don't want to do like that. I want, for this step, I want to make it urban 1, rural 1, urban 2, rural 2, urban 3, rural 3. Understood? So for
Yes.
this, we can have, this is called symbolic parameter override. So one way of overriding the symbolic parameter is using set parameter. Okay. Here we have, okay. So here, if I have to say symbolic parameter, happen, allows the developer to conveniently use the same job for multi-purpose by replacing the values of symbolic parameters with user defined, or in simple words, with his own values. So first way of overriding symbolic parameter is what? Set parameter, right? First way of overriding the symbolic parameter is set parameter. And second way is, so here, if you want, so what we can override at step level also. We can override at step level as well. We can override at step level as well. So how to override at step level is, so here I want to use in the, for the first time when the file split is being called, I want to use What is that? We have urban, right? What we have given? Ampersand URB, correct? This one, these two, remember these two, okay? Ampersand URB equal to, I am giving as what we have to give, urban 1, okay, comma, can give in the second line also. So here I'll give RRL equal to rural 1. So same things I'll write here. This is your urban 2 and this is your rural 2. You're getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is your urban 3. So that this is second way of over. So when you are calling the program, normally yesterday we have seen day before yesterday how to override the entire file. That also after exec proc name, we have given step name dot dd name dddsn equals, so that for that particular step you are overriding the file name. Here also the similar, but thing is here overriding just a part of the file, that is symbolic parameter only. This symbolic parameter, don't think it is only for the file names. It can be for DCB, it can be for any. See, this notify is not a file name, right? We have given ampersand sysuid there. You can also use the same thing for many. If suppose here, here for this also you can use symbolic. Here for disp equal to share is there, right? Instead of share, disp equal to ampersand something you can give. Based on that, you can give share or world or some. So you can use for anything, even for PGM. PGM equal to ampersand PGM. You can pass which program at the time of run. So you can use it anywhere except the step names and all. Here all everywhere you can use the symbolic parameters, but mostly we use for file names and dd names, these kind of things. So that's why I'm giving you here. Okay, so this will be your this and this. So let me run it now. Let us submit. So maxis is 0. Now let's see what happened. So for the first time, this is calling for the first time. So here if you come and I'm giving F8, here it became urban 1, out dot urban 1 and out dot rural 1, correct?
Yes, sir.
Second time, this became urban 2 and rural 2. And third time, it became urban 3 and rural 3. Suppose here we will do one more thing. Okay. Here HLQ is also there, right? So HLQ also, let's try to put something. Here I'll give HLQ equal to MAT comma, like this I will give. So sorry, here I will give MATSB. Okay. So here one point you have to understand, what you have to understand is HLQ, I have given it as set parameter and I have given it as this also, right? Here in set parameter, I have given it as MAT but in at the stepwise, I have given it as MAT Now, which one it will take, right? That's the question. Let's see it. Understood what we are doing? The same
Yes,
thing.
sir.
HLQ, I've given it. So set parameter is for the entire job, and this is for the particular step itself. Let's see what will happen. So it is having some JCL error. Let's see. So what it is doing? So with what it is getting replaced? MAT ESB. MAT ESB. So everything it is getting replaced with MAT ESB, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that means if you are having the set parameter as well as you have given the same value for the same symbolic parameter in the step level also. So whatever you are giving here in the step level will have the importance, not this. If you are not having this, right? If you are not having this, then it will be taken. Then the set parameter one will be taken. But if you are having specifically for this particular one, then that only will be taken. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm thinking you understood this. It is simple. This set parameter is for whole job. If you don't give this HLQ for every step, then it will take this only. But if you're having this HLQ at step level also, then this will be ignored. It will take this one only. Okay. And one more thing we will do. The last thing of your symbolic parameters. So here also we do one thing. Suppose here also we will be giving HLQ. Yeah. So here in basically in proc also you will be having these values. So now it is how many places we got? Total 3 places, right? So now it is little confusing. That means you have the same value here. You are giving the values in JCL and you are giving the values in set parameter also. So let me give you the clarity when and what time which one will be picked up. If suppose these are the default values to be used, that means if suppose you are having this blank, okay, this particular blank you are giving here some value you are giving that as Ashok. So this is your default value. What is the meaning of default value? If you don't give
Automatically.
anything,
Yes, sir.
right? If I am not giving anything, then it will be filled with Ashok. Understood? If I am not giving anything in the JCL or in the set parameter, then these are the values it will use. If I am not giving anything for HLQ in the set parameter or in the JCL, then it will use this. If I am not giving anything for this urban and rural, then it will use this. So suppose here we will do one thing. For this particular, let's make all these HLQs as MATESAs. So here, for the first one, I am removing urban and rural. So here, for the first step, I am not giving any urban or rural here. So what happens actually? What it should do? It should take from this one, right? Okay. It is very simple. If I am not giving anything in the JCL, it should take these two values. That simple it is. Okay. Here, for second step, I'm giving urban 2, rural 2. For third step, urban 3, rural 3. But first step, I'm not giving anything. So by default, it will take the values of proc only. I'm submitting. Max is 0. Now, if you see here, see which values it has taken. See which values it has taken, urban and rural. Where we have given this, these things are given in the proc itself. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So now three things. Symbolic parameters. First thing you have to understand. So here let me write it clearly. So symbolic parameter allows the user to supply their own values and run the job. Okay. One way of supplying value is using set parameter.
Parameter.
Okay. So let me R5. So set parameter works for the whole job. Okay. Second way is we can supply the values at step level also, right? If we supply values at both step level and set parameter, which one will be considered?
Step level, sir.
Then step level values will be considered, or values will be given priority. Okay. Next, we can also give the default values to be used in the proc itself. Okay. If no values are supplied at set or step level, it uses the values from which one? Proc. Okay. So this is about your, so let me save it. This is about your symbolic parameters. So I hope you understood it, everyone. Are we clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me take one more thing here. Step lib, f all step lib. Step 1, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Step lib. Okay. Here I'll tell you just one is it simple thing. Oh, it should be hash December 23, right? See why I'm giving few in single quotes, few not in single. If I'm seeing any special characters like ampersand or something, better you give them in the single quotes. So then there will not be, if there is no special character, simply letters, you don't have to use the single quotes. Okay. One more thing we have is this one is Jan 23, right? Or
July, I think July, sir.
July. Yeah. I remember we found that move one in Jan somewhere. Okay, let's see. Let me check that once. And no, not July. Jan only. Where is Jan 23 then? No Jan 23. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Okay. So I'm giving August 23. Okay. So I'm saving this. Here, you tell me what is the meaning of step lib, what it is used for. What is the meaning of step lib and what it is used for?
The converted
will
code
load the
will be stored in the load library. We are giving the name to step lib.
Right? So it is simple. A simple words, it is you're supplying the location of the load library, right?
It's
Where this program is simply. So where is the location of this program? Meaning converted, where is the converted version of this program? You are saying to execute this program and you are saying that program is present here. This is what we are saying, right? So if you see, this particular job is having, let's say 4 steps are there. We have 4 steps. So now in when you feel like, okay, for the third step, what I will do after third step, I am removing the star. So now how many steps we have? What does it mean?
nullify, sir.
It's a null statement so that this step won't run basically. Okay, it will run up to here only. Okay, so when you have the same load library for all the steps, let us say you're having 10 steps in your JCL. Consider you have 10 steps in your JCL and all 10 steps are having their programs in the same load library. Okay, so the everything is December 23 dot load lib, December 23 dot load lib. Again, the third step also December 20. That means all the programs that you are running in this job, or meaning this file split, file write copy, one more program, all the programs are inside this only. So in that case, when you are having all the programs in one library, instead of writing step lib for each step, you can use job lib. Job lib dd under the job card we have to write dd dsn equal to this, and you can basically you don't have to write for, I'm commenting these things, basically you don't have to write step lib for each and every step. The third step also, and okay, so now I am not giving the step lib for all the steps. See, here also I've commented, here also I've commented. So that means when you are having, okay, when you are having all your steps, when you're having all the programs that belongs to the same load library, instead of writing each and every step lib for each step, you can write one job lib. Okay, so now if you submit this, one second please. Okay, so I'm submitting this and it is fine. If you see, basically it did not fail means it is finding the, it won't replace here, but simply, so it is like it will be taking this, it will be taking from here this job lib one. It won't replace here, but this program, we are not supplying the step lib. That means what? It will go and check in the job lib and it will find it. Understand? So suppose in your this one, okay, we have move one, right? So we will give something which is not present here. I will give nest if. So that should be give something only in August 23. Okay. The same as Without accept, don't we have anything? Here also we are accepting EMP name. Okay, EMP name will supply. REDFN. This one, find December 23. Okay. Yeah, now in the last step, right, I will execute this program REDFN and I am now removing this particular step. So I'm commenting this step lib as well. So now what does it mean? For the fourth step also, this is the step lib, correct? So
Yes,
this job lib is applicable for all the four steps. I'm not writing step lib here. I'm not writing step lib here. Third step, for nowhere I'm writing the step lib. So if I submit this, it is failing with S806. The reason is this will also take, this redefine also will be searched in December 23, and in your December 23 you don't have this. See, find REDFN. So there is no program like REDFN, correct? So since there is no program called REDFN in your December 23, it is failing, saying that S806. So now the case is, what we have to do now? First three steps, you want to run with this load lib, correct? And only the fourth step you want to run with the other load lib, correct? You're getting my point?
yes, sir.
So there will be
Sir.
these kind of scenarios. So maybe whole job can be having the same load lib, or if you're having 10 steps are there, 7 may belong to the same load library, but 3 may be from different load libraries, correct? So here in our case, we have 4 steps, 3 belongs to the same load library, but fourth one belongs to the different load library. Fourth one belongs to your different load library. So that is your which
August,
one?
sir.
August 23. So for that, for which step we need to override, only for that step alone, we will write the step lib. Understand? Only for that step. So you don't have to write the step lib for 1, 2, 3 steps. Only for fourth step, you will give the step lib. So if you submit this, so now it is max is 0. That means what happened for the first step, for the second step, and for the third step, it has taken the load libraries from here. But for the fourth step, it has taken the load library from here. Understood? So this question is a must ask question in the interview. That means, what is the difference between step lib and job lib? Step lib supplies the step lib supplies the location of the load module for a particular step. Okay, let me write it. Or we will write it here also. Both places I will write. Step lib. It supplies the location of the load module for a particular step. And job lib, can someone say?
It supplies the location of the load module for a multiple steps.
Right, location of the load modules for the entire job. Okay. Yeah, multiple steps. That is correct. I'm not denying it. Entire job. So now what is the next question interviewer will ask? What he will ask, you have to tell me. Just now we have discussed, right? What will happen if I give both step lib and job lib? What will happen? From which it will take?
Job lib.
Job
It
lib, sir.
will, it will consider the job lib. Will it consider? No, right? See, for this particular step alone, it is taking from here. All other steps it is taking from job lib. But if you write step lib for specifically for a particular step, it will take from step lib only. That means the order is, first it will check whether step lib is available. If step lib is available, it will check in the step lib only. If step lib is not there only, then it will go to job lib. Understanding? If step lib is there, then it will take from step lib only. Understood?
Yes, sir.
It will consider the step lib only. Okay. So this is about your so how many characters are so many other. Okay. Next, one more thing. So what time we have started? Around 15. Just I'll have it for 15 more minutes. Okay. So here, where is your August? Mm, it's okay. Strings found here. Yeah. So here we were discussing about one point earlier. How many ways we can pass the data from Jcl to COBOL? So does anybody knows how many ways?
Through accept statement.
So one is through accept statement is correct, but that is we are saying the COBOL part, right? Accept statement is COBOL part. So first we have to talk about from JCL to COBOL. So what we give in the JCL, where we are giving in the JCL? So we give the data in stream card that is under
Sysint
sysint
DD
DD star.
star.
And for this, we use accept statement in the COBOL program, right? So first we have to start our process from J because the question is how many ways we can pass the data from JCL to COBOL. Okay. Next thing is, so we can pass through files as well, right? So files also we are giving in JCL only, not directly in the COBOL. So here what we are doing, select file name, assign to DD name.
DD name.
So what is this DD name? This DD name is linked to a file in the JCL, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, and third way of passing data is through Parm parameter. So this is very important. How you will be able to pass through Parm parameter? What is Parm parameter means? So through Parm parameter, if you want to send any short data, so max 100 characters we can send through Parm parameter. Okay, to send any short data. Okay, suppose you want to send today's date, or you want to send some information. Suppose like let us say your program is there, your COBOL program is there. Your COBOL program is having a particular flag, some this flag is there. If that flag equal to uh, test, you want to run one particular, you want to run one display paragraph. If that flag is equal to prod, you don't want to run that display because it is production. Basically, we don't need all the displays in the school. When it is test only, we want to see what is happening. We want to see the results and everything, whether they are correcting, where they're coming correct or not. All those things we will see. So these kind of things, if you want to send any short information, we use Parm parameter. Okay. So where we will give the Parm parameter and how you will be receiving that data in the Parm parameter, right? So the section. So this in the linkage we'll use at the time of subprograms. Also, we will use this for receiving the data in Parm parameter. So usually linkage section in which program we have coded, in main program or subprogram? Usually linkage section will be in which program?
Subprograms.
Linkage section is there in the subprogram, right? Why? Because to receive the data from main program to subprogram, we are coding the linkage section in the subprogram. So there is one thing, we can code the linkage section in main program also. At that time, I've told you how to identify if a program is main program or subprogram by seeing means. We can say it by linkage section, but I've told sometimes we will have linkage section in the main program also. But so that we will have to depend on exit program or procedure division using these things. By seeing this, we can identify whether it is a subprogram or main program. Linkage section, there is one way or one chance that we can have it in the main program also. That is when we use the Parm parameter. So Parm parameter, how you will be able to send it. So suppose not this. Strings not want. Just now we have it somewhere, right? One, two. So let me rename it as okay. So I'm opening this Palm JCL. If you see, let's say here I'm executing one program called Palm1. So we don't have to worry about what this is, but how to send the data using Palm. One way is under sending systemd star, this you know, and also we can give the file names here. This is one way. And other name of sending the data from JCL is after exec program name, you can give comma, Palm equal to, in single quotes, you will give the value. So maximum you can give 100 characters like this, and you can give only 100 characters only. You cannot give more than that. Okay. So now I'm sending Palm equal to hello mainframes. So how to receive this in the program, right? You are sending hello mainframes through the Palm parameter. So how to receive this in your program? So to receive this in program, we use linkage section. So December 23. So if you see this, right, this Parm1, consider in this linkage section. So you have to write a linkage section. Your linkage section will have two parameter, meaning it will have a group variable with two different fields. Okay, always to receive any Parm parameter, you should have a group variable in the linkage section, which will have two variables. Your group variable name is Parm data. This is not the same. You can give anything, but it should have a group variable. First should be the length field. So here you can give, let us say, you can give anything like hello data, and let us say this is your hello length. So first field is your length field, and it should definitely be 9 of 4 comp. Okay, your data should be always, meaning your length field should be always 9 of 4 comp. And then you will be having the text field. You will be having the text field. This should be based on your how many characters you are sending. We usually give x of 100, or so that it accepts up to x of 100, right? So here we have to have a group variable. First field should be the length field, and next field should be the data field. So this length field, it will have how many characters it is having. That means it will have, let us say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this 16, this number will go to this. So if you display this hello length, it will display that length number, it will display. And if you this text hello mainframes, right, this hello mainframes text, it will go to this field. That means first should be the length field. It is mandatory, you should have a length field and you should have a data field or text field. So length field will have, or it will store the length of that text that you are sending, and text field or the data field will have the total, the content of the text. So now what you have to do is, when you are executing, you have to say procedure division using your main variable, that is your group variable. Okay, procedure division using hello data. You have to give this procedure division using this linkage section variable, procedure division using this group variable. This you have to give. Okay, then move palm length. Palm length is better. I'll do one thing. Palm. See all palm to hello. Okay, now it is fine. Okay, so now move this hello length to main length. Why? Because I'm just for display purpose I'm using it, no other way. So it should be always 9 of 4 comp. Okay, length should be 9 of 4 comp. Because it is a comp field, we cannot display it. For that purpose I'm using the normal field, so that if you move this comp field to the normal field, it you will be able to display it. You remember that comp3 fields we are not able to display, right? I hope you remember that. In COBOL, we don't comp variables and comp3 variables. We have seen comp stores the data in binary format, comp3 in hexadecimal format, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So because you cannot display this comp field, I'm using a normal 9 of 3, so that I'll move this length to this normal field and I will be using it for display. And similarly, this text I can display it as it is, but simply I have taken an extra variable and I'm displaying it I'm moving this hello text to this and I'm displaying it. Understood? So one more time I'm explaining. Through Parm parameter, you will be Parm equal to some text you will give in single quotes. And how you will receive this in the program, you will have to give the linkage section, and linkage section will have a group variable. First field should be the length field and next field should be the data field or text field. Length should be 9 of 4 comp, and text field can be 1 to 100, anything you can give. Okay. So length will have the length of the content, how many characters you are sending, and text will have the actual content. Okay. So this is about your Palm. Let's run this and see. Since we have modified the program, we have to compile it. Yes. Okay. So let me compile it. Submit. So now here, this should be the different load library. I'm saving this and submit. 0, let's go to spool. So if you see what is the text, it is 16 characters. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And this is the text. So length is having 16 and text is having the total text. That's how you will be sending the data from JCL through to COBOL. So how many ways we can pass the data from JCL to COBOL?
3 ways.
We have 3 ways. First way is through in-stream data, that is under sysdd star will give the data, and we use accept statement in the COBOL program to receive it. And this is how you have to answer your interview question. And we can also use the files. We'll be giving the files in the JCL, and in COBOL we use select file name assigned to DD name, and this DD name will be the JCL DD name. And we can also pass through Parm parameter. As soon as you say Parm parameter, you have to expect 2 to 3 questions on that. So he won't leave you simply. Okay, what he will ask, how many so how you will receive in the COBOL? We will receive in the linkage section, and we have to use procedure division using that group variable name. So what linkage section will have? It will have a group variable, and it will be length field and then your data field. What is the length field declaration? It should be 904 com. Okay, then how many characters we can send maximum? How many characters?
100 characters.
100. So these many questions you will get one after the other immediately when you come to this Parm parameter topic in the interview. Okay. So I thought of finishing JCL today itself, but in the flow I was explaining all other small thing. I thought of completing sort here and finish this JCL, but I didn't. I was not even able to start the sort. So tomorrow we'll connect. Okay. So we'll finish the sort tomorrow. Maybe in the tell me your time whether you're comfortable in the morning or evening. I won't take much time of Sunday. Maybe like 45 minutes like that I'll have for the class, and I'll finish the JCL. Okay. So we'll have evening in the same time, or any morning time you prefer, 8 to 9 or something.
Evening.
8 to 9 morning.
Morning, even more early also fine for me, like 7 to 8, because because Sunday you will be having plans to go out, something like that, right? Or uh, temples, churches. So anything is fine for me. Or we'll have in the regular time only in the evening. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Or otherwise, if you tell me, we'll try to finish it early by like maybe in the afternoon, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, we'll finish. And maybe in the evening time, you'll be free. Maybe others send me your opinion in the group so that we will decide by 10:30. By today, 10:30 or 11 o'clock, we'll decide when we are going to have the class so that we can have it. Okay. By tomorrow, I thought we would be able to finish the sort also today, but in the flow, I was explaining everything. So, but this is the minute detailed explanation, meaning nothing we left in the JCL, mostly covered everything. There is a concept called temporary data sets, but I'll explain it during the visa time. Okay, don't worry. Okay, then thank you everyone. We'll connect tomorrow. Any questions?
సెల్ఫ్ ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ పెట్టారు కదా గ్రూప్ లో,
Yeah, yes.
అది చూసాను. అది ప్రాజెక్ట్ అనేది అందరికి ఒకటే లెక్క, అంటే మాకు కూడా సేమ్ ఉంటుందా సార్? అంటే అదే ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వచ్చా?